how's it going? Welcome back to Chicago. We got a rainy Wednesday here, and we're gonna head down to the Chicago River because, you know, it's late October. I think it's October 25th, and on Wednesdays and Saturdays, both in the spring and the fall here in Chicago, they lift the drawbridges to let the sailboats out into Lake Michigan in the spring, or in the fall to let them return back down the south branch of the Chicago River to their winter storage. And last Wednesday they didn't do the bridge lift, so I'm on earlier than usual. Usually I took the morning off, so don't worry, I'm not playing hooky from work. I went into work this morning in the office there, checked email, got breakfast, all that stuff, and I plan to do this even though it's a cloudy day. This doesn't happen that often, so I want to see if we can follow the boats all the way. They're going to start at Lake Michigan and they're going to head all the way around the loop, 29 bridges. Chris, yeah, you were watching the Bears Rams champion in 1985. Thanks, that's a good rerun. Yeah, thanks for hopefully you can watch that. I didn't mean to interrupt that, but yeah, you can watch that anytime. I don't know if it's recorded. I mean, if you're watching a rerun from ESPN2 or something, but yeah, that's good. That was a good game. Yeah, you can watch the old reruns. But the Bears eked out a win on Sunday. That was amazing. They beat the Raiders, but we'll take what we can get. But yeah, that old Bears team was fun to watch. There, let's see if we can see some Bascule bridges. Here, people know where I'm at here. We're right at Wacker in Michigan here, where we usually start and end our lives here. And Tara, how's it going? Yeah, no, I know. It took me a while to get out of the office. I had to check email. Mary Therese, yeah, how's it going? YouTube, oh good. Yeah, you can watch them on YouTube. Isn't that nice? What a wonderful world of media we live in. It's just all this media at our fingertips. You know, if we had access to the amount of content that we have now, back when we were younger, we would be like we were in heaven. You know, and we take it for granted now that, you know, it's just, there's always endless entertainment. You know, so we're like the ante for amusement. It just destroyed our attention spans, including me. It's not just TikTok, it's YouTube, everything. But hey, welcome to Chicago, welcome to the Riverwalk. I just left Michigan Avenue there. We're down on the Riverwalk on the north side of the main channel of the Chicago River here. There's the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. We're hoping to see this thing lift today. I don't know if they'll lift both sides or just one half of it. Last time they just lifted one half of it because the one side was damaged. And they were working on that bridge all week, and I noticed they got the construction done. So maybe we'll see if it's repaired. Look at the new murals they got down here. They just recently updated these murals. It used to be you were on Potawatomi land with the Potawatomi cultural murals on these banners here, but now this is more, it shows the diversity of all the neighborhoods of Chicago and all the people that make up our community, which is nice. So people, when they're getting their architectural tour tickets, can look at these murals, which it kind of covers up Lower Wacker Drive, which is nice. Yeah, live streaming. You guys have a longer attention span, and I see traffic still moving on DuSable Lakeshore Drive, so maybe that gives us time to get down there and get in position, because yeah, they don't want to impact traffic. That's why they do this only on Wednesdays and Saturdays, because as you can imagine, if they would do it in rush hour, it would really mess up traffic. But when they do it during the middle of the day, it's not too bad. Angel, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Very lucky guy. Yeah, the current generation. I never thought it would happen to me. Now I'm old enough that I sense the generation gap, and we were the same way when we were growing up. You know, fighting against the Gen X, or the I'm Gen X, fighting against the baby boomers and the greatest generation, the silent generation, all these cultural shifts. But yeah, us Gen Xers, we're a bunch, including me, a bunch of Gen X slackers. I just complain about stuff and really don't change anything. I said, well, at least the millennials are actually trying to do something. But then I was like, well, that's scary too, you know. We got skipped over. Everybody forgot about us. But yeah, let's see here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, we're on the Chicago Riverwalk here. I mean, you know, there's still some fall stuff going on. People are still taking architectural cruises there. You can see back to the Wrigley building. Yeah, I see some sailboats. I see some sailboats gathered. You see how they, you know, they said they were going to start this at 9:30. So you got that window. You got to get down there and get ready. And I wonder, you know what? I'm going to see if these restrooms are open. And just because, you know, when I left the office, I drank that coffee and I thought I was doing fine. And I actually, you know, did try to plan ahead for this. But then now that I'm walking here, and these will probably be locked, but if these are open, and I'm not going to take you in there, don't worry, I'll end this and we'll restart. Yeah, they got a keypad here, so let's see. Staff only. There are restrooms here, but they got keypads on them. And they're not even open anyway. I'm sure I could probably ask, but I'll be fine. I just thought I would give it a try there. And never fails. But we'll go down here and we'll film the, we'll try to get in position for the lifting of the big bridge over DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And it looks like traffic is stopped. So we might have gotten here just in time to see them lift this double-decked Bascule bridge for Lakeshore Drive. And I see the boats over there. Yeah, I'll ask. I'm okay. I just, you know, it's mind over matter. It's just like, you know, I guess it's because it's a rainy day. That doesn't help either. Water everywhere and not a drop to drink. No alcohol behind this point. Sirens. So yeah, it looks like they're getting the bridge ready there. I see traffic has stopped moving. They stopped traffic on Lakeshore Drive. And we're just crossing underneath Columbus here. They'll raise this bridge too. And we try to film the whole thing here. Annette, thanks for being on. That's great. Hello. I miss anybody? Very lucky guy. Angel, Chris, Tara, Mary Therese. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And yeah, feel free to passively watch. It's no, you don't have to comment. I appreciate people that do, but I'm the same way. Usually when I tune in, I just, we lost their connection there. It says I'm streaming at 38 kilobits per second. I don't know why we dropped out there a second. It's always technical issues. David Pumpkins. The way I roll, how's it going? Yeah, let's see if we can. One time, you know, when I first filmed this in spring, they lifted all these bridges for one boat. Can you believe that? In the spring, it was like a cold spring day. They lifted all these bridges because only one boat, and they said they couldn't believe it either. And it was like 10 guys on a boat, and they were just partying, having good. They said, hey, come on the boat. And I would have, but I had to go back to work. And that was a fun live stream recording. We used to have that on the original count. We lost it. But we'll try it again. Maybe one of these boats will invite it. There it goes. Look, they're starting to. Let me zoom in here. So I'm going to turn off the comments just for a second. Thanks for sharing on the WGN. Thanks, Tara. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, we got some drizzle here. Look, they're starting to lift. You see Navy Pier. You see the Ferris wheel on the left. There, they're lifting it. They're lifting that. That's the. This is the DuSable Lakeshore Drive bridge. Other people are here filming it. Look at this. So let's get over here. Well, oh man, it's muddy. It's muddy walking through the grass here. Here, I'm trying to get around these trees here. So I almost timed it perfectly. Probably if I wouldn't have stopped to look at the restroom situation, we would have been right down here, right in time, but that's okay. Look at this. See how that's a double-decked? And when they originally built this bridge in the late 30s, the bottom was supposed to be for railroads. It was supposed to be railroads that would go to Navy Pier from this rail yard where Lakeshore East is. And look how nice that looks. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Chicago River there. It's Wednesday. We're litting the sailboats. It's been a nice long summer boating season. And we're litting the we're litting the sailboats back in winter storage here up the South Branch of Chicago River. So we'll try to follow this along the southern half of the DuSable Lakeshore Drive Bridge. There you see Lake Point Tower on the left. We're going by Urban Kayaks here. And that guy's got a nice perch right there. We'll try to get next to him there. See what we can see once I get around these trees. But hey, I'll turn the comments back on here. Thanks, Tara. Thanks for sharing that for WGN. That's good. We'll see if we get some new people tuning in here. There we go. There's the sailboats coming through. Look at that. Oh, the poor traffic has to stop there. Here we go by Taco Rio. So we got, let's count. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got about a dozen boats. We got about a dozen boats that are gonna pulse up. Grim Evil, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for making it there. That's nice. Here, let me pan out just a little bit. There we go. Look at that. So we just started. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Chicago River. We're over by Lake Michigan, the historical mouth of the Chicago River. Of course, they reversed this river, and we're watching the beginning of the sailboats starting to pulse through the DuSable Lakeshore Drive Bridge, the double-deck Bascule Bridge here. And you see Navy Pier in the background there. And here, let's zoom in a little bit here. Look at that. And you know, if we had yesterday, it would have been a spectacular weather day. But today we got gloom and rain. But at least they're doing it today. They didn't do it last Wednesday. Oh, the slow march of the sailboats. Sadly, going back to their winter storage. At least they had a nice day yesterday. Isn't this nice? Amber, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. There you go. See, they're live streaming it too. Yeah, you can document the whole thing here. So we'll watch these things as they pulse through. Mainly I want to get along the main channel here. We'll probably follow them at least to Wolf Point. We'll see how long it takes to do that. And if we're already to the noon hour and they're not any further than that, then my battery will be probably gone. I do have the backup battery, but I was able to recharge my phone a little bit. But here, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge, Drawbridge. They're letting the sailboats back in. And there's a lot of sailboats. Let me turn the comments back on there. Yeah, it's cool. So the boats, Amber, the boats will head. Let me pan out here. Hold on, let me see if I can pinch and pan here. Sometimes it's hard for me to pinch and pan. Maybe I'm already zoomed out all the way. Huh? That is so weird. There, I'm zooming in. I want to zoom out. I am zoomed out all the way. Okay, good. So let's turn the chat back on. So Amber, they're going to go up. They're going to head from east to west. They're going to go west up the main channel of the Chicago River. And then once they get to the confluence of the North and South Branch, they're going to head south along the South Branch. And then they go down south of Chinatown by Bridgeport on the, there's a lot of dry boat storage there where they store them on land, or they got covered you know, warehouses where they store the boats, and they, for winter storage, they you know, protect them for the winter. And so in the spring, they take them out and they go lift all these bridges several times, Wednesdays and Saturdays, to lift the boats into the lake, and then they reverse the whole thing in the fall. And last spring we got to see the Dennis. Remember the Dennis boat, Tara? You know, yeah, and that was nice. I think Woman Life Freedom looked that up, and yeah. So we'll just wait for. We got a lot of boats this Wednesday, but this will be a slow process. Mainly, I want to get. You know, let's start heading down towards Columbus, because see, cars are still moving across the Columbus Avenue Bridge, and hey, say hello to Darren there. Maybe I'm sure Darren has a great view from his place, watching this from the other side there. Darren, hope you're doing well. And yeah, it was a big scare there. But some of these are pretty large boats. Look at that one over there, flying the IU flag. Is that a Grateful Dead flag? They got a Grateful Dead flag on that boat with the Chicago flag. Look at that. Let's zoom in there. Let's see if we can get that. That looks like a Grateful Dead flag there. That's awesome. Let's get closer to that. Let's pan out here. There, I can pan out there. But we'll just follow these boats along. We'll see what this looks like on YouTube, and then if we get some nice scenes of the Michigan Avenue Bridge there opening, we might cut it out and post it on TikTok for all the TikTokers. Appreciate you guys tuning in so early. I know I'm really early today, but hey, what else we got to do? Chris, thanks for being on this morning. That really helped. And isn't it funny? Yeah, see, they still got the, there's a nice view to the Lakeshore Drive, DuSable Lakeshore Drive Bridge there. Navy Pier in the background. Looks like the last of the boats just made it through. So they'll probably, yeah, they're starting to lower this. So let me zoom in here. Let's get them lowering. Oh, let's get them. Streamlabs is so touchy. I got to make sure I don't hit a button to stop I just want to zoom in, and the stop button's right there, you know, and it's really touchy. Look at that. Yeah, they're lowering the big DuSable Lakeshore Drive Bridge there. That's the one we rode a bike across. We rode a bike across that. The bike path goes across that on the lakeside there. And here comes a boat getting close to us. Let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. We'll say hello. So at least the rain stopped. It actually, as soon as I got to work, we got a nice rain shower while I was recharging the phone. And hey, so there, let's start heading down towards Columbus, because that'll be the next one. But we got to see the beginning. We got to see the whole. It's potentially we could do follow this whole progression through. They got to go through like 29 bridges. Imagine that, how slow that process is. You got to pulse all these boats through 29 drawbridges on their way. They'll go all the way down to Chinatown. There's that double lift bridge with the house on the top of it. I still have to cut that out. I got video footage of that bridge from Sunday, and there was so much going on Sunday that I haven't even gotten to cutting out that footage by Ping Tom Park. And there, if you just joined, welcome to Chicago. We're on the Chicago River Walk, and we just saw they're closing the DuSable Lakeshore Drive Bridge there, the main double-deck bridge there for Lakeshore Drive, and go by the little jungle gym here, and we'll follow these boats. There's about a dozen boats that are traveling. downriver because they reversed this river, so the river does flow that way in the direction they're traveling. But it's a slow-moving canal, pretty much. They turned the river into a canal. But there's a lot you got to do, you know. At least they're not contending with a lot of wind today. You know, sometimes we watched this where they were getting blown around and blown into the trees, and see the tall mast there. And that's why they got to lift these bridges. And look, traffic's still, people are still riding a bike across the Columbus. They're starting to ding the bell. So these are the last cars to make it across before they lift the bridge. They better get off of there. Here's your chance. Once that bell, if you're a pedestrian, you got to start running off that bridge. It'll start closing on you, or opening on you. You'll be like the Blues Brothers jumping your car. Yeah, see that orange. There's a person in orange. That's probably someone working in coordination with the bridge house there. See, the boats are hanging back here. They're all hanging back, waiting. Hey, we're streaming 3,800 kilobits per second. Got the nice fall display here. There's still a person in the middle. They're checking out the connection there. And once that person gets off of there, they'll open this bridge. We'll get in position. We'll get a nice side view here. Here comes some sirens. Where are they at? Sounds like they're on Wacker Drive somewhere. Look at the Aqua, St. Regis, Swiss Hotel. Sheridan Hotel. Check out our boat deals. Yeah, I wonder if we can get right over here. Let's see. Yeah, this will be a good place here. Let's get in position like right here. There, look at that. There, they just started lifting. See how fast that is? And look how wide the Columbus Bascule Bridge is here. It's you know, it's 2 lanes, and they're opening both sides. They're opening both sides. You see how they lift one side first. You see the NBC tower behind her. Well, welcome to Chicago. This is the Columbus Drawbridge lifting to lift the boats in the fall, or in October 25th. Let me get the screen straight here. There we go. Look at that. Exciting stuff, right? No, this is real slow. Look, it's a bridge. Wow. But like me, I'm a kid that likes trains, planes, and automobiles, boats. Anything that moves. Bridges. And just the engineering. Think of the weight. I've had discussions with people on TikTok when we filmed this before. The weight of that bridge and how it's perfectly balanced with the counterweight, which is hidden behind the bridge abutment there. And it teeters just like a teeter-totter. I know that's an oversimplification. They said it takes just it's like a car motor to horsepower to lift that, because it's balanced, and it really doesn't take as much energy as you think, because that's always balanced, you know, even when it's in a down position. There's Linnea going through. I guess they're taking tours today. Yeah, look at that. So there we go. We got look at these boats, and that's why sometimes it gets really congested. Like in the springtime, it gets really congested, because with these amount of boats, they'll probably try to open 2 bridges at once when we go through the main part of the Riverwalk there, because you know it's only a block apart, and sometimes it's hard for all the boats to fit. look at all these boats coming through. Yeah, look at these people come here. There are the other people here. Maybe George is watching. Remember when George came down and we had a good time filming with George? He was pulling up information, helping us out. Hope you're doing good, George. And trying to get the camera straight. It's always a battle. There we go. There, I got it better. Yeah, does that look good in landscape? Let's see. So why the bridge is in the upright position, we'll go, look, we'll just show the scale. I mean, like, hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Yeah. We'll show the scale of this bridge. It's like a 10-story skyscraper, because, you know, think of that span there. You get crosses, that's like a 200-foot span at least to go across. So it's like an 8-story building up in the air there, you know. And that's why we got this protective cover. Sometimes rust and little bolts or rocks come off the bridge, and when they lift them, you hear like little things hitting this thing, which is, I'm glad it's up there. It protects us as pedestrians when we walk under these bridges when they're in the upright position. Look at that. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're just watching the sailboats return to their winter storage there. They already went under the Bascule Lakeshore Drive Bridge. Now we're going under Columbus here. And look how you can look straight through when you drive across this. You can, you know, just like the Dave Matthews Band incident, you know, there's it's just a metal grate that you drive across. That's why it kind of hums when you drive across it. And it's a vehicle, but here, let's get over this way. So we'll start heading towards, there's still cars moving across the double-decked Michigan Avenue Bridge. It is this choreography of timing, pulsing these boats through these 29 bridges as they head around the loop of Chicago. And at least the rain's holding off. We got a cloudy day. But see, look at that. Look at the scale and the weight. That's just, you can see it there with the St. Regis behind her. We'll get back a little bit so we can get the whole thing. There, I'm missing all these comments. Yeah, you pay through permits and registration fees. And thanks everybody for, I was missing some comments there. I didn't realize they were still scrolling. Yeah, there's a fee. Thanks for answering those questions there the way I roll. And yeah, see, it's all part of, this is part of the open waterways, the intercoastal waterway. Just like, you know, yeah, you ever go down to Florida or Texas, you see the intercoastal that goes through there. There's a bunch of bridges in Florida, the same thing. This actually connects. You could go all the way through the Mississippi, down the Illinois River from Chicago, through all these locks, go down to the Mississippi, go all the way out to New Orleans. You can get an intercoastal, go around Florida, come up the intercoastal on the Atlantic side, on the inside of all those barrier islands, go into New York City, go up to Hudson, take the Erie Canal, get back into the Great Lakes at Buffalo, and go all the way around the Straits of Mackinac and come back to Chicago. You could do a full circumnavigation of the whole eastern side of the United States through these waterways. And isn't it like the engineering feat that connected all that through locks and bridges and reversing the Chicago River, all the stuff that connected all that, you know? It's just amazing, you know? Let's see, what else I missed here? Let's see, I missed a bunch of comments here. Anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles. George Bailey, yeah, from the It's a Wonderful Life. I agree, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it lives pretty fast. Yeah, they got bridges in Joliet too, yeah. Thanks Trelana, thanks for discovering our filming of Chicago. We've been doing it for a while, and thanks for joining the crowd here. Yeah, it's and that's why, you know, we do it on YouTube so I can film in landscape, and it's good for me to have a backup to TikTok, because I still don't trust TikTok. Yeah. You kept your boat at Diversey? Yeah, some people, yeah, the Dalton, Cass, and Marina, that's nice, yeah. Yeah, let's check out the car traffic here. Usually, you know, you might have to wait. See, look, you know, so if you're on Columbus, you're waiting for 5 minutes already while the bridge is open. Usually, the most you have to wait is 15 minutes. You know, usually they you know, and if you can go one block over. So all these people, you could just go further west or east and find a bridge that they already passed by, you know, and that's why they do this in the middle of the day, you know, so it doesn't impact the rush hour. And yeah, good. Thanks, Grim Evil. So it does impact the traffic. See, the last cars are going across the Michigan Avenue DuSable Bridge there, and they still, the Columbus Avenue Bridge is still open. So let's go back and film this. We can get away from the trees here. Look at that. There's a nice fall display. Look at his hay bales, corn shocks, pumpkins. See, that boat's ready to go. It's talking to the people on the bridge. It's like, get off the bridge so we can lift this thing. There's still people waiting on the sidewalk on the bridge because they haven't started dinging the bell yet. So I'm just getting this way so I can find a position to film the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge, and won't have to walk, so I can look at the comments and actually respond. I noticed my comments weren't scrolling, and I missed a bunch of comments because I didn't, when I zoomed in and out, I wasn't seeing the comments. But yeah, 10-15 minutes. But yeah, those trains get long. I've been stuck at a train crossing where like a 2-mile long train will go through, and you're waiting for 15-20 minutes sometimes. And that happens a lot in the western part of Chicago, in the northern parts where the trains go out to the hinterland there, and the Illinois Department of Transportation worked a lot on getting flyovers. So now they're lowering the Columbus Avenue Bridge. It's hard to see because these boats are in the way. Look how the top of the St. Regis is obscured by clouds. But we got a perfect position here for the Michigan Avenue Bridge. Actually, I'm too close. I need to back up a little bit so I can get the Wrigley building in here, and I'm sliding up the mud slick here. Hey, that's a nice dog. It's great. See, we're right here by the boat tours. We'll get in front of this boat here, this Chicago's Fair Lady right here. Look at that tour boat. There's a better view. Look at that. We can get right there. So let's see how long it takes for them to clear off this traffic. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up the stairs and I'm going to get up there. I'm going to get up there because we'll have a perfect vantage point to view this from above and actually frame it with the Wrigley building here. So let's walk up these stairs because they're not even ready to open it yet. There's still people. Maybe we'll get up here just in time to see them close the gates, show you how this whole thing works, and show the bridge houses. And you can tour the bridge house on the other side there. You can go inside and see the gears underneath and how the fulcrum and the counterweight for the these Bascule bridges in Chicago. It's interesting engineering marvels here. They used to have bridges that swung in the middle. Imagine that. They would swing like a spinner. They had all kinds of problems with those bridges. So they wanted one long clear span. And yeah, I'm doing the best I can. I appreciate everybody helping in. If I get anything wrong, feel free to respond in the comments and we'll do corrections in real time here. But here, look, I can see the whole bridge here. We're up on the upper level of Wacker Drive. And if you just joined, this is the Chicago River. We're watching the sailboats pulse through these drawbridges. And if I back up just a little bit more, look at the Ford Dearborn just flying through here. You better get out of the way. Okay. I don't know if the biggest boat has the right of way or how that works. Get out of my way, we're coming through. We can't stop the architectural tour. But they closed the Columbus Bridge. They've already gone through Lakeshore Drive in Columbus. Now they're going to do DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. And look at this. Now we can get the Wrigley building and the bridge as they pulse their way through. Look at the nice fall colors. The trees are just this week they started to turn like on cue, you know. And look, there's the you can look through the Apple store. There's the Tribune Tower, the Wrigley building. You see the farmers market going on there on the Pioneer Plaza. We walked through that this morning. But there's the Fort Dearborn. The traffic's still moving across, so it might be a while. Yeah, look at that. Look at the Tribune. Look at that. That's why I went up here. We got a better vantage point to film them opening, because this is look at this vista. We got the London House, the 333 Wacker, London House, Marina Towers, former IBM building, the Trump building, which is real tall, and then we got the Wrigley building, Michigan Avenue, the Tribune, the former Equitable building. I call things by their older names. Ramming speed. It's like Ben-Hur. Dun, 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 dun. Imagine that. Imagine being like confined to rowing a warship for the Romans. You know, you're down there in the bowels, you know. Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, that's why I said, I remind people, and I'm glad you and my moderators and other people in the comments remind people. I don't film Chicago because you don't have to like Chicago, but you have to acknowledge we have beautiful historic architecture, and it's an interesting place to film. We got all these L trains going by. I don't care about what people think about our politics. That's your opinion. You know, that's fine. That's not why I do this. You know, and everybody wants to talk about politics. I'm like, take that somewhere else. This is a visual show like a radio station. I tried to narrate this beautiful city backdrop, and you don't have to like Chicago. You guys get it because you tune in all the time. I'm talking about the people on TikTok, and if you don't, you know, but the city's interesting. Even if you don't like the city, and people don't have to visit here, they could stay away if you don't want to come. But other people, they see this from around the world. They're like, I didn't know this was here. This is a beautiful city. I might want to visit. That's why we're doing it. Even people in the United States, they're rediscovering Chicago because all they see is the bad news. And there's plenty of bad news. There's plenty of bad news. There's plenty of bad news in New York. There's bad news in Florida. People still go to Disney World, you know. There's bad news and bad things happen in Disney World. Every once in a while an alligator gets somebody, you know. They don't advertise that. You get bed bugs, you know, come on. This is awesome. Yeah, the sailboats under sail have the right of way. Under power, they're just another boat. Thanks for that. Yeah, these navigational rules are very important, you know. So they're all using their trolling motors. Nobody has their sail up because nobody's sailing. I remember being on sailboats. Some of the people engineers I worked with, they have sailboats in Monroe Harbor, and sometimes they sail on the Mackinac race. And we'll be out in Lake Michigan, and they'll see somebody with their sail up, but they're not really sailing. They just got it up, and they'll be like, they're not sailing, because usually you're leaning into the wind, you're tacking, and they'll just have their sailboat up and just be sitting out there, you know, and they'll be like, they're not sailing. Yeah, the bad news is everywhere. That's why I'm like, tell me a place where you're 100% safe and go there, because you're not 100% safe in Chicago. You never were 100% safe in Chicago. Even back in the days of Jean-Baptiste Pointe du Sable, it was more dangerous back then, I argue, than now. You know, the frontier pioneer days. I mean, there was nobody that was going to save you. You were on your own. You know, it was there was no 911. You know, there was no fire department. You know, at least we got emergency services, hospitals. You know. Here comes Evening Stars coming underneath there. Look, the architectural tour boats are still coming through. I know. Good news isn't. No one wants to hear the good news. They know they got us all conditioned. You know, you watch the bad news and then you buy some Tide or something, some Crest toothpaste. You're just like, did you see people went on a toilet paper run because of the news out of the Middle East? People were stocking up toilet paper because it's the end times. You know, I know. Since COVID, you know, it's good to be safe, have your storage safe place, and all you stock up your supplies. That's good for everybody. Acapulco has a Category 5 hurricane. You know, they got a real natural disaster unfolding right there. And we'll see how that plays out. But, man, they still got traffic moving across the bridge. Yeah. Yeah, LA's bad. I know, LA's bad, and people go to LA all the time. And it doesn't stop people from... Duran's riding around on his one wheel all the time. Duran must have some amazing moderators, because you know Duran was covering... Duran's the guy that covers LA on his one wheel. He does such a great job on TikTok, has like 600, 700,000 followers. Most people on TikTok that do follow live streamers, you know who Duran is. And he was covering the Palestinian protest in LA, and I was watching his comments. He did not get one negative comment. And so his moderators must have been blocking every single one. And I was just amazed. My moderators do a great job. Chris, you do a great job. I'm not, that's not what this is about. I was just shocked. I'm like, he's in LA. I'll watch in the middle of the night. And you know the comments we get in Chicago. He has to get them in LA too. And people are just like, oh, we love you, Duran. You're the best. And he doesn't get any negative comments. And I'm like, he must have some like 100 moderators, because he can like afford it, and it's just amazing, and my moderators are great. Chris, you do a great job. We've been having some really good lives, and because of you and Sarah and Diana and Anita and Magic Mike that make it possible. And see, they're blowing their horn. They're like, get it on. Oh, this is the skedaddle, the water taxi's pulling out. So they're like, get out of the way. That's it. I think you're right. I thought of that. Thanks, Tara, for mentioning it. I think Duran's big enough. He has so many subscribers and followers. I think his especially his Palestinian protest, I think he did it subscriber only. That's what was going on. So maybe Sarah's right, that maybe I'll have to eventually, if we do stay on TikTok, which, we got TikTok, YouTube, it's good to have multiple things. I'm glad you watch on multiple platforms. I really appreciate it. I might have to do subscriber so sometimes on TikTok, it is good to do a subscriber only, to help out with just the flow of things, and the odds of a troll paying for a subscription are very low. But it wouldn't surprise me if that even happens, They'll be like, we're allowed to troll you because we pay to troll you. I'm like, well, I'll charge you more, trolls have to pay triple, I'm like a gigolo. I'm nothing but a gigolo. Just pay for play, There's the water taxi. Water taxi's moving through. So see that there's a official on the bridge, and once that guy gives a signal, they're gonna pull the gate, and we should be really close to them lifting the Michigan Avenue Bridge. You see how long this takes? This is like a long process. It takes you if you're on the boat, it's a whole day. Yeah, the weather changed dramatically. Yesterday we had 80 degrees. It's still kind of warm. It's still 60 degrees. I got a jacket on just in case it rains, but I don't even really need a jacket. It's above 60 degrees here, which is pretty good for October in Chicago. Now I think tomorrow it's supposed to be like 70. Come on, this is nice, It's going to be rainy. Come on, let's lift this bridge. Everybody's ready to go here. So it looks like maybe they're stopped. No, they're still letting people walk across. Maybe it's because this siren's coming across. That's the other thing that's going on. 110 horsepower motors. Is that what lifts these bridges? Yeah, it's like a car. It's like a small compact car motor. They're so perfectly balanced that the Bascule bridges that are on the fulcrum with the counterweight, it just takes a 210 horsepower, 220 horsepower combined to lift one half of the bridge. Isn't that amazing? Thanks for looking that up. That's good info. And we were talking about that in the springtime. Yeah. Yeah, I know, me too. I took half a day off just to film it. But, I knew it was going to be really long here. Usually in the spring, they start 9:30 in Chinatown, and they don't make it to downtown until noon. And, we had to do it earlier here. That's fine. That's why I do YouTube the way I roll, because I know some people, TikTok has some major issues. I'm not crazy about TikTok. I'm back on it because it's just the easiest way to gain exposure. They really promote the live streamers as long as you could follow their rules, that's its own dilemma, especially, you know, in cities. But we'll keep it going. So I guess we'll see this fire truck here. I'm going to zoom in here. We'll see this fire truck head across the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge here. Thanks for letting me know I'm muted. See, that's the problem of doing Streamlabs. Sometimes I hit the mute button. Thanks for letting me know there. Look, there's the number one fire department truck there. Yeah, sorry I was muted there. Good, thanks for letting me know. We went mute. Yeah, Streamlabs is bad. Like when I try to zoom in and zoom out, sometimes I hit the mute button, and that's probably what happened when I zoomed in to catch those fire trucks going across the bridge. But look, these people are waiting here. They're just strolling around. So the bridge officials, hold on a second here. See if I can do this without muting myself. That guy right there will give a signal when they're ready. He's right where you see, that's where the each half, the crack and the half of two halves of the bridges are, and we'll notice when they stop letting people walk across there. Engine 46, yeah. Yeah, you know what it's like using Streamlabs. Thanks for you dip your fries in mayo. Are you Belgian? That's awesome. that's good. Get a Royale with cheese. Yeah, that's what we discovered, Tara. Remember Deo Talk was complaining about that as well. YouTube makes a live streaming app that's in the vertical, just like TikTok, but the resolution's horrible. And why, when I use Streamlabs on top of YouTube, it's fine. I think I can use Streamlabs to stream in the vertical position too, and I might try that. But then, you know, here we go. They're starting to ding the bell, so we'll watch people starting to run off this bridge. We'll start clearing the bridge of cars and people, and we'll pulse these cars through, or these boats, the sailboats through the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. We'll get a nice view. I'll back up a little bit so we can get the whole thing in here with the Wrigley building. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the bridge lift that happens Wednesdays and Saturdays, spring and fall. Signs of this changing seasons here. We got a rainy day, about 60 degrees here. Chicago, USA. We're over here on Wacker Drive, just east of Michigan Avenue, and this is the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge, and they're going to lift it. It's a two-level Bascule Drawbridge. You see the bridge houses on either side, and traffic's so backed up on Michigan Avenue that they can't get off the bridge. And so, you know, these people will just have to keep going down Wacker Drive. They won't be able to make a right. So it'll just back up traffic mainly on North Michigan Avenue. And these are all the boats. We got about a dozen boats. They've already made it down this far from the lake. The lake's that way. There you can see the tip of the John Hancock, the Tribune, Wrigley building. We got 10:32 in the PM. And I think once they get past Michigan, we should start moving. They'll really start pulsing these bridges if they got everything coordinated. So you see the guys with the barrels. Do they got to get those barrels off of there? Look at all those. Why are all those barrels on the bridge? They're gonna fall off. Okay, so look how fast, look how slow they're moving. They're just slowly dragging. They're probably just gonna lift the north half. They got two guys slowly lumbering to take the orange barrels off of there. And there's the people waiting at the other side there. Oh, your mail on TikTok. Hey, that's good. That's a nice handle. That's nice. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to YouTube. Come on. This must be a union job. I'm joking. Of course it is. This is a big deal. They go from bridge house to bridge house, and they they probably got two teams that jump each other as they pulse these boats through here. They must, because I've seen them lift two bridges at once. Government workers, yeah. I know I'm a big hippie socialist, but this is what socialism would be like. You'd be waiting around, that's why people don't want socialized medicine. You just be sitting there in the waiting room all day. We'll get to you when you get to you. Yeah, I know. It's all socialized anyway. What do you think insurance is? It's just for profit socialism. That's how we do it in America. There's the police boat. Look at that police boat. Let's zoom in here. Chicago police. Look at that. Looks like a PT cruiser. Look at that. That's great. Union jobs are great. Look at all the rights we take for granted, and we talk for this all the time. The 8-hour workday, time and a half, sick leave, maternity leave, all the rights we made for equal pay and for against child labor. We got to thank unions for that. Think of May Day, the Haymarket affair here in Chicago. That's why this is still a strong union city, Chicago. And, you see every once in a while in front of the hotels, there'll be the big inflatable rat. All the pipe fitters union, the Teamsters, they all got union offices in Chicago because we still have, compared to other cities, a much stronger labor union movement here in Chicago. And the rest of the country, that's why I think a lot of the anti-Chicago sentiment is, the corporations are they're fine with it because they're all those evil Chicago unions, but look at the auto workers now. Now's the time. We got inflation. The car manufacturers are making record profits. They came out with their stock. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Hardly any vacation. Yeah. So positive, negatives, everything. See the cars, the traffic's back. So they got it cleared off. So maybe the bridge will start to open here pretty soon. Here, we'll see if we get the opening of the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. We got a perfect location here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago. There you see the Marina Towers, the London House, the Trump Tower over to the Wrigley building. We got a nice view of the Tribune. And see that guy standing right there. So they're just going to lift the north half. They're just going to lift the north half and let these sailboats through. And then we'll go back down to the Riverwalk, and we'll follow along with the boats. If they ever open this bridge, we've been waiting for a long time. Thanks for your patience, because this is a slow process. Yeah, nice vantage point. Thanks for bearing with me here. So they're just making sure everything's ready to go. They want to do this safely and not have anything come off the bridge. Okay.
Thank you for all your work.
Yeah, look at this. A lot of people are gathered here to film this. Yeah, pay by the hour. That's why we make sure you make this last all day. We got all day. Hey, be creative. Thanks for tuning in. You made it just in time. We've been waiting here for 20 minutes for them to open the Michigan Avenue DeSable Bridge here. And we got about over a dozen boats here. And we already saw them go through under Columbus and Lakeshore Drawbridge. And they're just going to lift the north half the way it looks. Because that guy's standing there on the south half. And now that they got traffic stopped, we'll see if they actually open this thing. And then we'll head back down to the Riverwalk. I want them to go so I have something to narrate. I'm just like treading water here. Throw me a bone, you know. There it goes. There it goes. Look at that. Right on cue. Look at the northern half of the DeSable Michigan Avenue Bridge opening in front of the Wrigley Building. Look how nice that looks. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago. We're here on October 25th. We got a rainy, yeah, the fleet's assembled. We got, you know, kind of a gloomy day, but it's at least the rain stopped. And look how we can get the Tribune Building, the Wrigley Building. They're lifting the northern half of the DeSable Michigan Avenue Bridge to let these boats back into the harbor for winter storage. And think of the weight of that bridge, perfectly balanced on the fulcrum, and the counterweight, which is hidden underneath the bridge abutment there. You know, all these drawbridges are still working drawbridges downtown here in the loop of Chicago. And we're up here on Wacker Drive, just east of Michigan Avenue. And there they start to go. There they start to go. So we'll go past all these people filming this, and we'll actually walk down to the Riverwalk and go down to the water level here. Look at this. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Look at that view. Wow. Thanks for being a part of it. Good morning. Be creative. You joined just in time to see this. So good timing. And thanks to everybody else for waiting through the slow part there. Look at these boats. Look at all these people gathered here. Get Marina Towers. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Wow. See it in landscape 720p. And see how they have the gates closed. See, they got the gates closed. And here we'll get a view looking straight up Michigan Avenue. Look at that. There's just a few buses. It's not impacting traffic that much. These, you could still just take a left on Wacker Drive. Or I guess you can't take a left. Look at all these boats. There's over a dozen. There's like 15 boats heading west on the Chicago River. Look at that view. See, we're heading down the steps here. Is that nice? Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Glad to play the game. So here's Lower Wacker. Can't really see much there. I thought we'd have an interesting view, but this is the view right here. So we'll head down to the Riverwalk here. That's Lower Wacker Drive. We'll get back down to the water level here, and we'll follow these boats as they pulse through. Look at that. Michigan Avenue Bridge, and the northern half's in the upright position. There's the Apple Store, the Tribune Tower, the Wrigley Building. They're all taking pictures here. Look at that. So we'll just, and isn't this nice? Since the Riverwalk's here, you can head, you can actually not have to wait for the bridge to be down to cross, you know. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, this is fun. It gives me a good. I went into work and checked my email, and I did take 4 hours off on PTO so I could do this, but I wanted to do it anyway because this is fun for me, and I enjoy filming it. I'm glad you enjoy watching it, and I think it'll look good for people to see this on YouTube. You know, this will all get saved. You can watch the rerun. People missed it, they can tune in later, and it'll help us grow our YouTube page. So we got a good backup from TikTok here. Look at this. Man, usually you can see how they sometimes they pull to the side. They wait for the next bridge here. So we'll get on the other side here so we can film them closing it with this view. There's the bridge house right there. You know, look at all these boats. The changing of the seasons. Look at that. Get the Tribune and the Intercontinental Hotel behind there. The Wrigley Building. So I'm going to back up a little bit more so we can get the whole bridge in here. We'll follow along all these boats. The top of the Trump Tower is touching the clouds, so we got about 1,200 foot cloud cover. It's kind of a low, gloomy day here. There we're looking west along the Chicago River. Here, right here, there's some boats there. How's it going? Here, we'll get around this sign here. And then, yeah, I'll get right in front of this sign here. There we go. Look at that. I think I still need to back up a little further. That's good. Isn't that nice? We're creating a good library of Chicago videos, and it has value even for historical purposes. You know, every once in a while in TikTok or YouTube, you come across those historical videos from like the 50s or the 20s or the 1900s, and you get to see what city life was, and so we'll put it in a time capsule, you know. And there we go. Look at that. So actually, I'm reaching the point where I back up far enough that I miss the south side of the bridge here. So we'll stay right here, and this is where we'll film the bridge coming down here, because I can kind of get the top of the. Am I zoomed out all the way here? Hold on a second here. Yeah, I think I am. Good. Yeah, the boats are going to dry dock. That's why they're doing this. They do this in the spring. They go out into the lake, and then in the fall they reverse the whole process. They're letting down the bridge. They're letting down the Michigan Avenue, the Saville Bridge there, double-deck Bascule Bridge, and there's still people going across the Wabash Avenue Bridge. There you see the Marina Towers and the boats pulsing through. All the boats are through. See how fast that was? See how fast that was? We got 15 boats, sailboats just went through, and once they close that, they'll open it back up to pedestrian and car traffic within a minute, you know. Yeah, you could show it to people out of town. They could understand what's going on, see how this works, that we still got this great infrastructure that works. This is a city that works, even when it doesn't. Look, Queen Molly's Revenge. That's great. See, these boats are tied up on the side. There's still people running across. Now they started to ding the bells, so these people better get off of that bridge or they're gonna get stuck. I took off of work. I took 4 hours of my personal time off just to share this experience with you. So thanks for tuning in. I am not on the clock. I did go to work to check my email. I know people are concerned about, look, they're taking down the flags. They're taking down the flags. That's nice. You get the Chicago flag. Yeah, we met you in spring. How's it going? Yeah, how's it going? Yeah. How you doing? I'm glad we saw. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's awesome.
More boats this time.
I love that video.
We weren't the only one this time.
No, yeah, you were the only boat. It was like down over there. I'm glad we saw you again. I'm on YouTube now because that TikTok got deleted by TikTok. I lost my whole account because I walked past the dispensary, and they canceled. I had 38,000 followers.
Wait, why did it get taken down? Because you walk by a dispensary?
Because it's TikTok. TikTok's like stupid. Even though it's legal here, just because I walked past the dispensary, they deleted all my videos and everything.
Did you save that video somewhere?
I wish I did. I backed up some of it. I lost it. I really like that video. Now I'm on YouTube. Now this is a YouTube. YouTube's much more. We got people watching on YouTube. I started a second TikTok account and I backed up some of it, but I lost that video and I missed it because it was so nice. We sang happy birthday. I know. Yeah, that was awesome. So I'm glad we saw you. People are tuning in. So say hi to everybody. I appreciate it. That's great. Well, I know you got to get ready here, so I'll be following along. That's awesome. So those are the guys. Those are the guys we saw. Those are the guys we saw in spring, and they're here going back in. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Isn't that nice? So yeah, there they are, and I'm glad they had a good boating season. Yeah, that's it. Those guys are great. Those guys were great because here we go. Here they're lifting the Wabash Avenue Bridge here, so we'll get to watch him go by here. And he found me. He found me. The owner of the boat. He found me, and we followed each other, and that was a great video. That's why that's why we're on YouTube. So, hey. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the lifting of the bridges here. Here's Wabash Avenue. They're lifting both sides of it. They're lifting both sides of it. Look at the Marina Towers. We got all these boats heading through here. That's why I let them guys alone, because I know you got a window to get through here, and you know there's a lot of work going on where they tie to the side. You got to make sure they pulse through and do it safely. Look at all these people gathered here to watch the Wabash Avenue Bridge. Look at the Marina Towers. Look how nice that looks. Yeah. They haven't been off that boat. They haven't been off that boat since spring. I know. Those guys are great. We sung happy birthday to his dad. That was, we saw him again. That's why Chicago's great, because you do run into the same people over and over again. And it's like a big, giant, small town sometimes, Hi. Hey, how's it going? So here we're pulsing around the crowd here. I'll get you this nice view. Oh, look, it's raining. It's raining. There's raindrops coming from the bridge. It's dripping on us. Look, see, they're getting the raindrops. That's that's awesome. I hope it's rain. Who knows what it is? I hope it's not Dave Matthews Band rain. Hey, it's Molly's Revenge. Queen Molly's Revenge. They haven't been off that boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Look at this vista. Look, we got the Wabash Avenue Bridge in the upright position, both sides. We've got a clear view, a rare clear view to the Wrigley building, because usually there's a bridge in the way. And we got all these sailboats pulsing down the river. I'm walking in reverse, looking where I'm walking here. And there, we'll get the top of the other side there. There's the other side. And, hey, look. I thought it said Tara, but it's Tatra. How's it going? There's the State Street Bridge. There's the Marina Tower. So you see where we're at. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Riverwalk. I'm sorry, get out of the way. There's the Windella. Look at the Windella boat coming right through. And look at that vista. Straight to the Wrigley building. We got both sides of the Wabash Avenue Bridge in the upright position. Is this streaming okay? Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is what makes it so enjoyable, and why I took off of work a half day just to film this, because look at these wonderful vistas you get to the skyline of Chicago when they open these bridges. And it's the city, it's the living city. This city's alive. These people spent all summer cruising on the lake. Now they're gonna put their boats up for the winter. Thanks, Ryan Brock. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Jill Lentz. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell them. I'll tell them where they can find me on YouTube, and that's why I'm trying to spread my content on multiple platforms. So if one goes down, we don't lose all our content. And I know TikTok says that they give you a backup of your content. I had gigabytes. I had gigabytes of data. I had over 130 videos from just the south and west sides alone that we lost, and some of them were 10 minutes long. And that's gigabytes of data. And then they said, we'll send you an email. They never sent me an email. I kept looking for an email I was so angry at TikTok. And that's why we're on YouTube. But I'm over that. You know, it's just the nature of social media, you know. I'm not going to ruin this. Why am I ruining this wonderful view? Let me back up just a little bit. You see the John Hancock to the left, all the way over to the London House. Look at this wonderful vista, this classic urban scene of the Wabash Avenue Bridge with the sailboats coming through, the Wrigley Building in the background. We got the tall, tall towers here, and the nice sailboats. Some of our friends are on these boats. We just talked to them. We saw them in the springtime. Now they're doing this whole thing over again. And if I get out here, there we go. Look how we get it clear. I'll get around this scaffolding here. Look at this. Look at that view. We get the Mather Tower all the way over to the John Hancock. All these boats coming through.
Get off the bridge.
They're telling them to get off the bridge. They thought they could stay on the bridge. It'd be like the Blues Brothers. They'll be slipping off there. If that bell starts dinging, you better. There was somebody on a bike. They were just looking at it, and these people were like, "Get off the bridge. We want to go." Look at this. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, hopefully this is looking good in 720p. We're streaming clear. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the main channel of the Chicago River. We're looking kind of north and east towards the Wrigley Building. We're over by the State Street Bridge that they're about to open. There's the Marina Towers. And how many boats we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I count 16 boats. 16 boats. Isn't that amazing? And there, you hear the motor? They're about to open the State Street here. Look at that view.
Happy Halloween, boats.
Yeah, happy Halloween. This is nice. Yeah, historical. Hopefully they'll continue to do this. You never know. And oh yeah, Marina Towers. I've been in some of those. It was years ago. I've been in there on some of those balconies. They have amazing views. They are expensive because anywhere downtown's expensive, but they're more affordable than some of the newer towers that have been recently built. And you could maybe, you know, look on Zillow. There we go. They're lifting the State Street Bridge. Let me back up a little bit here. So let's see if we can get it here. And actually what I'll do, as they're lifting, we'll get on the other side here. And we'll get you one last parting shot here. Look at that great view of all these boats waiting to go underneath the State Street Bridge. There's the Wabash Bridge starting to come down here. Here's the State Street Bridge lifting right above us. I better get underneath this because sometimes you can hear little, look, the water from the bridge is coming down like rain. Look at this. Look. They're getting close. Oh no, they got hit. That boat made contact. They made contact. I know. Why can't they wait? They can't wait. We got all this congestion, you know. Did you see that? We saw a boat accident. I guess they got insurance, you know. Oh, see, some stuff came off the bridge. Oh, I got. How's it going? Yeah, they're looking at the damage there. They got hit. See right there? See, it made a little scuff. doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. So it shows you how congested it gets, because you see how there's not much space between the Wabash Bridge and the State Bridge. And this happens. A lot of times they try to open these both at the same time, so there's not so many boats congested in one area. But the shoreline would not wait. They would not wait, you know. But I don't know who's at fault. I don't know who's at fault. I guess the bigger boats have the right of way, and you know, they don't even stop to collect insurance or anything. Isn't that funny? We saw a boat accident and they just kept on going. It's a hit and run. It's a hit and run. Welcome to Chicago. We're watching the boats pulse through here. We just went underneath the State Street Bridge, and I get excited, you know me. We actually saw some action. It'll go right to the top. That'll go viral. But thanks for tuning in. Welcome to YouTube. Yeah, we'll back up and review. We got it all on film. We witnessed a hit and run. The shoreline just kept on going. But hey, here's the State Street Bridge. Look at the Marina Towers. See, look, the Wabash is already coming down. Look how fast that is. We got the Wabash Avenue Bridge is already coming back down. We got the State Street, both sides, 45-degree angle. And that was loud. Did you hear it? Yeah. I almost didn't see it happen. I was kind of looking at the comments, and then I heard it. And it shows you how congested. I can't believe that the Wendella attempted. There were 16 sailboats waiting there, and they just plowed right through it and yelled, "Get out of the way!" You know, I don't think that's good for Wendella's brand. You know, especially if you're on that boat. You're like, dude, yeah, I guess I don't know how all these things work. But here's the Marina Towers. We're doing this in real time, so I won't judge. We'll just keep on trucking here and try to capture this wonderful scene of these sailboats heading down the Chicago River. I hope it doesn't have any bad damage. They were checking the side of it. I saw they were checking the side of it, and it was a loud crash. And they were worried. They were looking at the boat in front of them and didn't even notice that they were backing into the boat. And here comes, look, why are you attempting to go through this? I don't know. It's just, you know, they can't stop commerce is what it is, you know. Yeah. See, all the boats are spreading. Look how the boats are really giving them way, because they realize they will not stop. Yeah. Look at this. What a nice scene here. Welcome to Chicago. They do this every year. And thanks for coming along, because it's a really exciting thing to see. Me too. I didn't know we saw this in the spring, where how congested it gets. And it was really bad because it was windy some of those spring days, you know, and I saw some of the sailboats got caught in the trees and stuff. You notice how the sailboats made sure they got out of the way this time, because they realize the bigger boats will not stop. And see how close they come. But it's the nature of boating. There's always, I remember one time I was out on Lake Michigan and someone gave me the wheel of their boat, and they were like, drive. And it was like, I felt like I was in an asteroid belt. Everywhere I turned, there was a boat coming straight at me at high speed. And you're just constantly turning, because there's so many boats in the lake in the middle of the summer. And even though there's all that space in the lake, it gets congested even in the lake on crowded summer days, not alone the river, you know. But here, thanks for staying on, everybody. There's Tatra. There's some of our friends are down there. Let's see if we can talk to these guys. Maybe we'll see what happened. We'll see if everything's okay. And I don't know which boat had the encounter there. Yeah, they're never boring. There's always something going on. That's why I said, you don't have to like the city, but this city is interesting. You know, there's always some visual feast for the eyes, and that's why we do it. You know, I'm not trying to convince anybody to move here or say it's better than anything. That's not what it is. It's just, this is important because it's an American city where interesting stuff happens, you know. And see how everybody's pulled to the side here. See, look, here comes a barge coming through. See how that some people actually get off the boats and you hold them. Here goes the Dearborn Street Bridge. They're only lifting the south half because they're still working on this bridge. They've been working on this bridge all year, and last time they did this too. They just it's our kind of town. Chicago is. There it goes. They're rushing through there. True Love. That's the name of that boat. See, at least this, I give the Skyview credit. The Skyview, probably because they have to, they're waiting, you know, and they only got to wait like a minute, you know. Once you get the inertia of boats going, you can't stop the momentum, you know. And so, see above us, raindrops are falling on my head here. Do you hear that? There was something that came off the bridge that hit this protective thing above us. So, welcome to Chicago. We're underneath the Dearborn Street Bridge. That's the south half's in the upright position. There's the Marina Tower, the marina. Look, this guy's going in reverse. The nebula's going in reverse. Look how awesome this is. I know. Look at this. And see, the State Street Bridge is starting to be lowered. That's a nice move there. Look at that. I didn't know boats could go that way. The race is on. It's a regatta. Yeah, look at the great race. And fortunately, it looks like that other boat wasn't damaged. It was just a fender bender. I guess that happens a lot with boats. You kind of brush sides. It sounded worse than it was. And look, that boat's already way through. We'll go here. We'll get to this little thing here. There's a nice view. And here comes, yeah, the architectural tour barge is coming behind all these sailboats. This is nice. There, look at that view. Marina Towers on one side, the Dearborn Street Bridge in the upright position. How's it going? This is great. What a beautiful sight here. Daddy Shack, yeah. Yeah, it's like that when they're in the harbor there and everybody's like, yeah, they wreck the boat and sink the dinghy, and you know, they go through 29 bridges. I that's what I think they told me. More than 25. It's like 29 bridges all the way to Chinatown. They go past Bridgeport. They go past the 18th Street Bridge there, and there's the Amtrak Bridge, which has they lift both sides. How's it going? And I'm just kind of watching this barge come through here. The architectural cruise boats are not stopping for any of this. And even though there's only like 3 people on the boat, I guess because it's a rainy day, no one bought a ticket for the architectural tour today. But you can't stop commerce. Look at this great view of the main channel of the Chicago River here. We're by Tiny Tap. I'll back up a little bit so we can show you the full scale of this bridge in the upright position. Yeah, Caddyshack's a great movie. I do a lot of, I like to do references to Caddyshack, Blues Brothers, all those great movies from the late 70s, early 80s, Animal House. They probably couldn't be made today. They're too controversial. Isn't that amazing? Look at that view. Look at all these boats. We got 16 sailboats at least pulsing through here. We got 11:05 in the AM. I took off half a day of work, so don't worry. You can call my boss, and I'm not even charging time. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks for following along here on YouTube. Of course, we're on multiple platforms here. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. That's the truth, like Lily Tomlin used to say. That's why, you know, I appreciate it that we found the guys that we saw in spring, and I did like talking to them. I'm glad they remembered me, and I was sad to report to them that we lost that footage, because that was important to them too. They sung happy birthday. He followed me, and I'm sure he liked it, and it was his boat. And I let him know that I'm on YouTube now, and I'm also still on TikTok, but they have to reconnect to my new account. But I didn't want to talk to them because they have so much to do making sure they don't hit other boats and pulse through this. It could be stressful navigating this. And here's the Emerald Lady. At least they're waiting. At least they're waiting now. And see, they're waiting until they can clear a wide enough path so that they can go through there. And it might have happened that the smaller boats may have been in the wrong, like they got in front of it and didn't realize they were coming through. It gets really, but you know, I'll always blame the bigger boat, because I'm like, the bigger boat can do a lot more damage to these smaller boats, you know. And yeah, I got 68%. So I went back to the office. I charged it up for an hour because we did live stream on YouTube we live stream on TikTok this morning on my way into work. And I got a coffee, I got breakfast, checked my email, talked to some people at work, made sure everything was okay. And then we came back out here to film this. At least they're waiting now. I appreciate them waiting. And they got the Dearborn Street. We're actually underneath the Clark Street Bridge. This is the Clark Street Bridge. And we'll stick here until they... And so look, now they're gonna go. That's good. That's good. So that boat needs to get out of the way now, and we'll see how this works here. And I understand that the architectural tour boats do need to. They got paying customers that they still have right to navigate this open waterway. You know, it's like a street. You know, you're supposed to be able to navigate it freely in both directions at all times. And it's just, this is a unique period where there's so many sailboats heading through here at one time. Yeah, we need a traffic cop. I saw the police boat. Usually the Coast Guard, when we were here in spring, it was a really windy day, and the Coast Guard was directing traffic and assisting. I don't see the police boat. The police boat went that way, and they're just letting these people go through. But you see all the people on the tour boat are taking pictures of this and the bridge in the upright position here. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. We're just watching them let the sailboats through all these drawbridges on their way to their dry storage for wintertime. Not with the rudder. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll be able to watch this rerun in YouTube. You just go to the live tab, and then here, look at this. Look at this, right above us. Think of all that weight. And let me get underneath. Let me get, just in case something comes off of this bridge. I want to get underneath this protective thing. Sometimes you'll hear little bolts and stuff, and then the rain, you know. But we're underneath the Clark Street Drawbridge here in Chicago. They're lifting it, and already, right away, the sailboats don't waste any time. Once they see that gap, they can make it through. And the first boats are already through the Clark Street Bridge. Here's the rest of them starting. And see, the Dearborn Street Bridge is still open, at least the north half. And hear that? That stuff, that's little bits and rust hitting this thing that's coming off. I know it's kind of disconcerting, that little chips of paint and stuff. Look how fast they're moving through here. Wow, look at this. We'll get this nice view. It is a race. It's like a regatta coming through here. They don't waste any time. We even saw a boat go in reverse. It backed through. Yeah, they're looking for the drunk boaters. Yeah, they went back out to the lake. Nuts and bolts, all the rivets. Hopefully not. We want to make it out of this. See, that boat's backing up. Look at all these boats. There are these people taking photos. See, there's the LaSalle Street Bridge. We'll go over here. We're by the Britannica building. Look, look how fast that is. They lowered the Dearborn Street Bridge. Look how fast that was. It really, They really don't waste any time. Here we're by the nice seawall here, so we might ramp up a little bit to get a higher vantage point. "37 movable bridges in total. Isn't that amazing?" Yeah, just the loop alone has 18, and that's just to get to the loop. There's more down by Chinatown, you know, in the South Branch. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Let me back up a little bit. I'll go up this little ramp here. We'll go up this ramp, and we'll get a nice vantage point here, right across from the Britannica building. This is where the Eastland disaster happened. We talk about the Eastland disaster. It was a horrible maritime disaster where, I think in 1914, around then, a big laker was going to take a bunch of workers out to Michigan City or the dunes out there somewhere in Indiana, and it capsized, it rolled over here, and people were trapped in the hull, and it was horrible. Like 800 people died, and it was the worst boat disaster after the Titanic, which it almost equaled the scale of the people that died in the Titanic. Yeah, I think 800. I think 800 people. The way I roll, it was bad. So there's several places. Different people store boats in different areas. Some people store their boats in Indiana, like in Michigan City. Some people store their boats in the South Branch of the Chicago River. There's boat yards down there where they lift them out of the water. They have boat lifts, and they lift them on the land there. Yeah, look it up on Wikipedia. I had to do it myself too because, you know, people ask me about the Eastland disaster. So I think there's an historical marker. If we go right up here, there's an historical marker to the Eastland disaster. It might be on the other side of the bridge here. I don't know. We'll see if we can find it here while we're waiting for. Look at that. Here, let's head up here and see if we can find it. Look at this view. Fall leaves. So now we're back. Here it is, right here. How's it going? So here's the historical marker to the Eastland disaster. 1915. Western Electric. 800 people lost their lives. The Eastland disaster. You can look it up. Yeah, it's here we're up on Wacker Drive here. So we'll head back down. Yeah, there's some commentary. I'm sure there's, if you search online, you'll find somebody talking about with historical photographs. And another side, people often ask me when I would talk about Harpo Studios, and Oprah had her, used to film her talk show there, and that was in the West Loop, where they tore that building down where the Harpo Studios used to be when Oprah was filming. That was the warehouse they took some of the bodies to identify them, and there's pictures of the people from the Eastland disaster. And then, so that's why people always said the Oprah Studios, the Harpo Studios in the West Loop was haunted. And the interesting thing about that is they tore it down. That's where the McDonald's headquarters is now. So the McDonald's corporate headquarters for all the McDonald's in the United States is right there, and that's where Harpo Studios used to be. How's it going? So here they're. Look at this. Here comes another tour board. Look how close they're coming to those boats. I can't believe they're still coming through here. Look how close that is. Wow. Look at them just talking to each other as they fly by. That's amazing. Chicago's leading lady. And at least the Fort Dearborn's waiting here. It gets really congested. Oh yeah, it was horrible. You can look at the historical photos. People were standing on the side of the boat. Another interesting factoid about that, this Eastland. Look at this. Look at this. I can't believe they're just bullying their way through. And I know they got free navigation of the river, but come on, give people some slack here, you know. It's just like they're like just bullying their way through, wasting a bunch of gas, stinking up the place. This is bad advertisement for the tour boats. I'm live streaming this and people are against them. They're putting the bridge down. There's the Clark Creek Bridge. Look at them just blow through there, yell at each other like a road rage incident. Oh my God. I think humans are we're like losing it. People can't wait for anybody. They can't wait for like 1 second. You know, it just, come on, cut people some slack. You know, no wonder the world's going to all end up in World War III. People can't wait for anything. Hey, welcome to YouTube. Thanks for watching this. We're having a good time watching these boats skedaddle through here. We're watching the sailboats pulse through here. We got at least the rain's holding off. And so we'll go here, we'll get in position. And but another interesting factoid about the Eastland disaster was George Hallis was he was a young boy at the time. 1915, and he was supposed to be on that boat, but he was late. He was late and didn't make it, and it sank before he was able, fortunately. And so George Hallis may have been on that boat. We don't know if he would have perished, but George Hallis, the founder of the Bears and NFL, was supposed to be on the Eastland disaster, and they mentioned that when you look at the history of the Eastland disaster. Yeah, you're right. I agree, but not on TikTok. TikTok, you can't do it. You know, you know what I'm talking about, the big D word. I'm even afraid to mention it on YouTube because you never know. I don't want to lose either of these counts because I want my connection to all you people to remain. We got to play the game. Neither YouTube or TikTok is free speech. I feel like I could be myself much more on YouTube, but TikTok, I really cannot be myself. I have to really censor my speech to not trip the algorithm. And we all know what's going on with that crazy app. But here, I'm trying to get in position with the LaSalle Street Bridge. These tour boats are really like gumming up everything, and that's why the people in the sailboats, they were like, "Hey, it's really hard for all the sailboats to pull all to the side because they got to do it slowly." You know, here's they're lifting the LaSalle Street Bridge. They're just lifting the north half the way it looks. So we'll see if they lift the south half. Sometimes they lift one side first, and then they'll lift the other side. Go Bears, the Bears. Oh, that John Candy movie where he goes to Florida and they have the sailboat. Yeah, it's called Weekend Vacation or something. Or no, Summer Rental. It's called Summer Rental, where he goes to Florida and they have the sailboat race, and he puts his pants on the sail. Yeah, that's what gets him across the line. There's all this, John Candy. John Candy, even though he's from Canada, they have pictures of him on the wall at Second City, which, you know, we go by the Second City all the time on Wells Street. And here they got the LaSalle Street. It's kind of halfway open here. Yeah, you remember that? Summer Rental, yeah. He was like an air traffic controller, and he was all stressed out, and they were like, "You need a vacation." And then his vacation stressed him out more until he discovered sailing, you know, and that was, he finally found something he could relax and enjoy, you know. But, you know, it's just a comedy. It's a bunch of situations. Oh, John Candy, we missed that guy. Robin Williams, all these great comedians that have a Chicago connection in some way. Well, you know, of course, people in Chicago are endeared to John Candy because of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You know, and even Steve Martin, because they're trying to get back to Chicago the whole time. And then they have all those classic scenes of Chicago with John Candy, and you know, you feel for John Candy's character and connect with him. And then John Candy did Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck was filmed on the North Shore. He's with the bowling team. When they get him back, they help get the mom back. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago. Watching the drawbridges. Look at these. All summer long, I watch these paddle boats, and look, this one's got motors. You know, you're supposed to pedal these boats. Hey, he's taking some nice photos. How's it going? There's a nice vantage point there. We can get the high rises in there. Look at that. That's the LaSalle Street Bridge. The LaSalle Street Bridge is really wide. Uncle Buck, yeah. He was, yeah, SCTV, charter member. That's awesome. Thanks for, yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad everybody appreciates the work of John Candy. And that's why I like to point all that out on the Second City. John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, they all came through there. Bill Murray, you know, it's just amazing the amount of talent. And then, you know, they all worked for like, SCTV. They worked for, remember the National Lampoon's radio show? And then Lorne Michaels stole them all and took them to New York. And then they got Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase was the only one that didn't come through Chicago. And then he didn't even stay long, you know. In a van down by the river. Chris Farley lived in the John Hancock. You know, isn't that amazing? Chris Farley actually lived in Chicago. Yeah, Chris Farley. You know, and he's on the wall there at Second City as well. You know, that's great. Look at this. Here, here's look at that. Look how close. They almost scraped the bottom of that bridge with that light. Look at this. The sailboats are looking nice here. The South Street Bridge. The South Street Bridge is really wide. It's like Columbus. It's like 4 lanes with the center turn lane. And look at this. 16 boats pulsing through the river. Chris Farley's great, yeah. Otherwise, you'll end up living in a van down by the river. He was a motivational speaker. Here, we'll go down here, get in position in front of the merchandise mart. Actually, we'll just hang right here. We'll hang right here because we'll see if we can catch this the South Street Bridge starting to close here. Hey, at least we're maintaining a constant stream. We haven't cut out yet, just that one time. And yeah, look at all these boats making it through here. Yeah, they're throwing them in a line. Stream is in good shape. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, thanks. And thanks for letting me know when I went on mute there. I always mess up and hit the mute button. But sometimes it's a relief. I get that guy to stop talking. Hit the mute. Oh, Chevy Chase's house, Pacific Palisades. I bet that was crazy. At least it was rent controlled. I wish we had rent control in Chicago. I know they have rent control in New York. That's great. You had a rent control place there in LA. That's nice. Pacific Palisades are nice. Yeah, you're up there by Bel Air and Malibu. You can just drive down the road there. You're in Malibu and go to Santa Monica. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, the Home Alone house was recently for sale. The Home Alone house is on the North Shore. Chris might know where it's at. It's up in like Wilmette or Winnetka or Lake Forest or north of Evanston. It's somewhere up there. Kenilworth, is it in Kenilworth? But yeah, the Home Alone house is up on the northern suburbs along the lake there. And that's where the Ferris Bueller's Day Off house, the one where they wrecked the car out the back, that's up there. That modern one in the woods, that's up there. The Uncle Buck house is up there. All those John Hughes movies were filmed on the North Shore there. And, it was like the quintessential American suburb. Even the final scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where Steve Martin's character lives, the house he's trying to get back to with his wife and kids, that's like in Kenilworth or Wilmette, or when you take the purple line to the end there where the Baha'i temple is, that's right where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, stuff backs up. There's positive, negatives, everything. Positive, negatives, all parts of the city. You take the good with the bad. There's always some inconveniences. Yeah. Yeah, you've been to all those houses? That's nice. Yeah, those are TikTok. Those are video filming opportunities. You know, people ask about the Shameless house. Those were like the Shameless house before that. People would want to know where the Home Alone house was. Look, they're shaking that tree. What? Oh, look, they're messing with them. They're shaking that tree, trying to get leaves on them. They're like messing with the boat. They're throwing stuff on them. Why are they doing that? Why are they throwing stuff on them? Hopefully they're just doing it for fun. They were shaking that tree trying to get the leaves on them. I don't know what's going on. 16 Candles. Yeah, isn't that another John Hughes movie? That might have been one of his early ones. Yeah, all those movies were filmed on the North Shore, you know. But yeah, that was the 80s, you know. Look, the Grateful Dead. Let's get the Grateful Dead flag here. Look at that. Bunch of deadheads sailing their boat. Look at the wind. Oh, Ordinary People in Lake Forest. Yeah, that won an Academy Award. I'll have to relook at that movie. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, so many movies were filmed in Chicago in the 80s. So many sitcoms. We talk about it all the time, even into the 90s. You know, it wasn't just Perfect Strangers and Webster. It was Family Matters. It was the Logan family. Even Punky Brewster was set in Chicago. Anybody remember Punky Brewster? Look, there. Sounds like there's a lot of traffic going across the bridge above us. It's weird. Oh, it's the L's going across. This is the Wells Street Bridge, so the L's going across. So that's what I'm hearing. The L's going across. Okay, good. I was like, what's making all that noise? It was the L. Yeah. So this is a double deck bridge because of the L tracks. And here we're watching the LaSalle Street Bridge come down here. Yeah, Joan Cusack. Somebody told me when they watched the Shameless video that I just went down there on Sunday that, you know, Joan Cusack was the Sheila character in Shameless, and she would let the cast stay at her house. She still has a house on the North Shore, and she would let the cast stay there. You know, so here let's get across. They're letting the last L trains across, so they're letting the L trains across before they open this bridge. That's what the sound is here. We'll get across here and see if we can see the L going across here. It's heading north there to Merchandise Mart. So here, let's get in position. Let's go over here. We'll go, but because the LaSalle Street Bridge already closed, they're trapped in between Wells and LaSalle. Al Bundy. Yeah, I can't forget Married with Children. Married with Children, the iconic scene. Every time I film the Buckingham Fountain, someone's like, where are you at? I recognize that fountain from Married with Children. What city is that? I'm like, so you know the fountain, but you don't know where it's at. And they know that they remember it from Married with Children. I'm like, so you watched Married with Children, but you never realized that they were in the Chicago suburbs. You know, he lives somewhere in some random suburb of Chicago. I think he sold shoes out there. Yeah. Al Bundy, Married with Children, Peg. That was like the longest running show besides The Simpsons. Let's see if they open. Yeah, the Wells Street Bridge actually blocks the brown and purple lines from entering the loop with the trains. We got 11:30. So they got the bells ringing. Traffic's still moving. There's still people walking across the bridge. There's the orange bridge official there. So maybe they'll just open the north side. I don't know. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for so long. Hopefully this is worth it. We've been streaming for an hour and 50 minutes. We're almost 2 hours. And I got 60% battery. My new phone's holding up. This thing's not too bad. I just got a Samsung 23. There's a drone. I thought I heard a drone. Someone's flying a drone. Let me hold on here. Let's see if I can zoom into this drone here. I'll turn off the comments for a second. Let's see. Can I get that drone? Where did it go? It moved. There it is. Okay, good. So it's right there. There, you see that drone? Look at that drone. Oh, it's trying to evade my, where did it go? It went over there. There it is. It's in front of the merchandise mart. Look at that drone. It's like a bug. Little pesky drone. There we go. Merchandise mart. Hey, thanks for watching The Way I Roll, Tara. 838 Sheridan and Evanston. I'll look into that. Yeah, we'll look that up on Google Earth for future reference. Yeah, I don't know where she lives, but I'm sure you could find it somewhere, or somebody knows. So it looks like they're finally clearing. There's the last person walking across off there. Once they can clear traffic and people off the Wells Street Bridge, they got the L trains cleared off. Here's the merchandise mart. I'm proud to be kicked out of the merchandise mart. The security sees me coming. They're like, nope, you ain't filming it here. I said, I already did. We already got the footage. Brews and bites. So probably what I'll do is I'll wait till they open the Franklin Street Bridge. We'll go over to the confluence and we'll kind of film them going through those bridges in front of the Civic Opera House, the Lake Street Bridge, and then I'll probably just head back to work. So because I mainly just wanted to document this area where they go through the main channel. Of course, they'll go all the way past the Sears Tower, and it's just the river walk doesn't continue there, so I would have to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you know I'm a lazy Gen X slacker, so you know I'll just go back to work and try to accomplish something today besides just filming this. This is accomplishment enough. You know, I'm proud of this footage that we're producing here. And thanks for being an audience with good comments, so we got a good conversation to, you're all part of it. And, you know, it's fun, you know. We'll keep on just showing scenes of the city here. Stuff that happens, this mundane stuff that happened all the time that I would just pass by and just be like, oh, and now I'm like, the older I get, I'm like, man, I need to document this, you know. It's you know, not that it's like world-changing stuff, it's just the simple everyday stuff that we take for granted that is interesting, you know, just like the architecture, people walking, the culture of the city. You know, this is like part of the culture of the city. It's a sailboat city, you know, with the lake and maritime. Yeah, that's good, Lindsay. I'm glad it has some yeah, I think the homeless population in LA is much larger than Chicago. That's why people are confused when they tune into Chicago. We have a homeless population, but it's mainly spread out and hidden. And there are, every once in a while, there's a big encampment by like the, you know, the Dan Ryan or Humboldt Park or something like that. But LA, Skid Row, I mean, and Portland, I mean, the scale of the homeless problem is huge. Duran kind of covers it. Here comes the fire department right here. Here's the fire department boat coming by. And I know the warmer cities, Florida cities, Texas cities, are all starting to deal with it too. Chicago has such a harsh climate that there are homeless people that live outside the entire winter. I'll document it this winter. We'll see people living under the LaSalle Street underpass in the wintertime when it's below freezing. Here's the Wells Street. There's the Wells Street Bridge is lifting. Look at that. Yeah, it's better weather. Yeah, if I was homeless, I would head to a better weather place if you can. Just get there somehow, you know. And look at the Wells Street Bridge has the L train. That's why it's double deck there. And look at the fireboat backing up there. There we go. The sailboats are heading through. We'll back up a little bit. We'll back up with these. That's the Illinois Conservation Police right there. That's nice. Look at that. It's the Chicago Fire Department. Yeah, sailboats are moving their way through here. Does this look nice in landscape? We get so much more resolution in widescreen, 720p. You know, when I film this in portrait on TikTok, all we're seeing is sky. You know, That's good, Tara. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for watching. Good. Thanks. The way I roll. I'm glad you tune in because, you have stuff that I don't know. And hopefully I help, we talk about stuff that I'm glad you get something from this. And that's what I've learned. This city's so vast and the history's so long that, for it's a relatively young city on the world scale. But I'm forced to learn stuff too by filming it. I correct myself all the time because I learn people tuning in. They're like, no, you got that wrong. And then I learn by just filming stuff. And, even I've been here for 25 years and I'm still learning stuff too. And this is all part of it by just doing this, And I'm a city planner, an urban planner by education and background. So I'm naturally interested in all cities, not just Chicago. Chicago just happens to be the one I live in. So I'm going to document it and add it to the whole knowledge of how cities work or don't work and how we can improve cities and keep them going, because the world is a crowded place. We're going to have to, people, whether we like urban areas or not, unless we have a huge population decline, our cities are still growing and or spreading out, and look at this. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, throw it on the flat screen. It looks good on the flat screen. 720p, just download the YouTube app. You could throw it right on your big screen TV. Thanks for hitting the like button. Yeah, I appreciate it. Play the game. But if not, that's okay too. I'm not as concerned about YouTube because we're just trying to my goal is to get to 1,000 followers so we can get the subscription money, or we can get the ad money. I want to get the ad money from Google. I don't want to really take your money for subscriptions. I appreciate, I want to provide this content for free if I can. I just want to get what the big corporations are making, because they're making money off of us just using their platform, milking us like cows. We deserve a kickback. At least I do, for taking the time to do this. And they need to share their ad revenue with me. And I got to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to get it. We'll get the content hours. We're already up to 2,200 hours watched. I just got to get to 3,000. No, I got to get to 4,000. I got to get to 4,000. So we're over halfway there. And we'll get there by the end of the year if we just keep going. Play the game. Don't trip the algorithm. Never say anything controversial. People can taunt me in the comments. I can't taunt them back. Those are the rules. If you don't answer a comment, people get angry. You're not reading my comment. I'm like, okay, you try live streaming. It's hard, I think you guys understand. City Walking Girl understands. It's hard. Duran understands. He's made it. He's all day New York City and Duran. They reached live streaming nirvana, and I'm sure they can tell you stories. Dan says, if you know half the stuff I had to deal with on this app, you would be amazed. Sometimes it becomes a headache. It's not all positives. Positive, negatives, everything. People are like, oh, you're rich and famous. You're like, no, it's a lot of heartache, Oh, Duran, it's amazing. He's got like 700,000, right? There's a food critic in Chicago that has well over a million followers. There's that. I don't mean to demean anybody, I know, but you see that guy with like the big fat biceps, the muscles? He has like 10 million people watch him, and it's like cosmetic surgery. He's got like the fat lips and everything, and I think he's just like an oligarch's son or something living in America, even though he's Russian. And he's got big beefy biceps, and people just tune in to look at his like fatty biceps. And he's got like 10 million people. It's just I know I'll never understand social media. Yeah, I think the thumbs up is broken. Don't worry about the thumbs up. I appreciate you trying to get me thumbs up and likes and stuff. But I'm old enough, and we're old enough. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for the likes. I'm doing it for the interaction. And I would be doing this anyway, I would come out and film this and not even post it in years past before social media. You know, I have a bunch of archives where I film this and it's just sitting on a computer server, not collecting dust. At least this has value because we all can participate and enjoy it. You know, it needs to be broadcast. So look at this interaction. Look at this interaction between the tour boats and the sailboats. This is interesting. So all the boats are mostly going to the right, and they're just opening. There's the look, the Wells Street Bridge is coming down. The Wells Street Bridge is starting to come down. We're underneath the Franklin Street Bridge, which goes at a diagonal to Orleans Street, and we'll watch this evening star go through here. Yeah, they're safely making it through. I think so. Yeah. I can't tell what's going on the other side. There goes the water taxi. Okay, we'll follow these boats. Let's go. This is the confluence. This is the confluence of the north and south branches of the Chicago River. Look, the pink line, I think, or no, it's a green line. A green line train's heading across the Lake Street Bridge there, and we'll head towards that. And we've been here many times before, as you guys know. Look at that. Trains, planes, and boats. Yeah, I got to bulk up. I got to get beefier. Thanks for understanding, Tara. Hey, 34 thumbs up. Thanks. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. How's it going? What happened with that boat that got hit? Did you see that? That was why are they won't stop? No. You think they could like wait a little bit, but yeah, you know. Yeah, it hit the side of it. And yeah, so good. I don't know. It was. I'll have to go back and look at the footage. Yeah. Those are our friends there. There's the guys we saw in springtime. There's the Grateful Dead boat. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they're okay. It wasn't their boat. They didn't even know that one was hit because they were probably just worried about, you know, their own boat. There's so much going on. It gets chaotic, you know. Hey, they're playing some reggae music. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, sounds like summer vacation. Yeah, I'm glad they're okay. Those are good guys. That guy, that is his boat. And yeah, in the springtime, they were the first ones. They were the only boat. There was one boat they lit through. They lifted all these bridges just for one boat. And it was a lot easier for them when it's just one boat because it wasn't so congested. Yeah, I noticed the tour boats are being a lot more careful yet. I was yelling at them. I was like, come on, guys, cut these people some slack. Don't act like, you know, big... I know that they probably got the right of way, but come on. It doesn't mean you just plow through somebody, you know. I'm talking about the architectural cruises. Here's all these nice chairs you can sit out on here. Some of my architect friends come out here and they'll sit at lunchtime and just like draw some of these buildings, you know. You see how he just jumped off this boat. That's what you do to tie to the side there while they're waiting. And they might do the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, they do by watch time. They keep tabs of the hours watched. The hours watched is what I need. I need to have 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers to get the ad money. And we're over halfway there. We're up over 600 subscribers and over 2,000 hours watched. So thanks everybody for watching the reruns. And even if let's play this game. Even if you don't watch it to the end, just let it play out. Like go into the kitchen and just let it play out to the end. They won't know whether you're watching or not. That helps out too, you know. I make sure I watch the rerun all the way through. I don't even know if me watching it counts or not. I don't know if they count my hours watched or not. Game the system. So look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I counted 16 sailboats. This is the most I've ever seen at once pulse through here. 12-hour streams, yeah. YouTube will let you go for a long time, much longer than TikTok. And for me, I have bad luck with TikTok. Usually you can't make it longer than an hour before I'm losing connection. And people always blame my phone. I think it's TikTok. Look, I've been streaming for 2 hours straight here. The only time I've been able to do was the marathon. And even the marathon, it cut out a few times, but it didn't end the stream. TikTok, I always lose my connection on TikTok. And then people blame me and make fun of my phone like I'm on Cricket or something. I'm like, it's TikTok. You know, no one will blame TikTok. Everybody loves TikTok. You can't live without TikTok. I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. That's why I always joke. I can live without TikTok. And then they banned me. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can't live without TikTok. I'm hooked. I'm addicted. Yeah, play it over again. That's great. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, friends and family. We'll get on the friends and family. Spread the word. If you enjoy this content, we try to produce quality content. I try not to say the F word every other word and, you know, be like, so I know there's kids watching, you know, and that's why I was at the Lincoln Park Zoo once, and it was a father. It was because he had his kids with him. He jumps in front of the camera, says like the F and the C word because he thought he was just like being funny. And I'm like, dude, I'm at the zoo. There's kids watching this. Why you gotta be? And he kind of stopped. And his kids were like, Dad, why are you cursing? And he didn't even realize he was doing it. Probably because he cusses all the time. Because everybody in America cusses all the time, especially on TikTok. Everybody's cussing all the time. And technically, their terms and conditions, you're not supposed to. But they don't ban anybody because they have to ban everybody. You know? And then, you know, all these little kids playing songs that have like foul language in it because you lip sync to it. You know, I know what's going on. Like, that doesn't corrupt society. It's all sexualized content. You know, the songs are all, I put a Nicki Minaj thing for Barbie. That's bad enough. I know I'm part of the problem. I'm not immune from it. I'm a bad influence too, you know. Streaming loud and clear the rear. So what time we got? 11:48. Yeah, we made it to the confluence. They're still letting people across Lake Street. So you see, this is where the Riverwalk ends. You can get down there, but you got to go up and around to get to all those little things there. So after they lift Lake Street, I'm going to head back and we'll call it a day. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been a nice, enjoyable. We got some good footage. And that's the other good thing about YouTube. And I got to be careful because everything's recorded in real time. And you could go back and start watching the recording even right now. You can watch the beginning right now. Go to the live tab and just start watching it. There's the pink line heading across the Wells Street. Yeah, Michael Cohen was getting, yeah, he gets going with the F-bombs, and then it's just like, man, you know, and you know, I used to cuss a lot, but I realized, you know, I think of my mother, may she rest in peace, you know, she'd be like, if she was watching, she wouldn't want me talking like that. And I'm sure there's mothers of kids that would be like, you know, if this has any educational value at all, when we talk about the architecture of buildings and stuff like that, you know, I'm trying to deal with this like a radio station, you know. The FCC wouldn't like it. And that's what the internet did. It made it, you don't have to follow FCC rules. You know, that's why the internet is full of vice and filth. You know, the FCC lost control over the content. And maybe that's a good thing, but maybe it's also a bad thing. Positive, negative, everything. Hey, they're still letting trains across, so that's why. Yeah, these bridges with the trains are always take longer they want to get the last L trains across before they open them. And at least they got plenty more room to spread out here. They got, at the confluence, you got a lot of room to spread out here, you know. It helps out. Wash your mouth, that was so... That's good. See, that's part of the reason I'm doing this too. We're fighting a perception problem. I don't want kids' impression of not only Chicago, but all cities to think they're all full of homeless, drug addicts. Yeah, that's here. Violence, people fighting with the cops, people twerking on cop cars. That exists. That's part of the city. But there's also the part of the city where people just get up, go to work, put their sailboats in, police, fire departments, people going to the hospital, dogs walking around. I mean, you know, there's positive, negatives, everything. And I don't, for kids, to get them in, there's great museums here, the zoo, cities, you can learn about architecture and how canals work and bridges and engineering and history. You know, and so that's why, you know, I take this seriously. You know, we're doing this for a reason. It's not just to get likes and sell T-shirts. You know, which is all fine. I'm not against that, but there's a bigger picture. You guys get that too, at least hopefully. Otherwise, why would I be doing this? You know, I'm really investing a lot of my time, and you guys are investing your attention watching this. And helping out with it, you know, with providing good comments to react to, you know. The alleys, yeah, the fact that we have alleys and how dense they are and how they function. You can, you know, they got loading docks, murals back there, dumpsters, rats, all the good stuff. Yeah, you know, homeless people. I'm just amazed by the comments, you know, like. I'm very fortunate and humbled that the same video that went viral on my first account where I just walk underneath Michigan Avenue, something I do every day, something so mundane, I just walk underneath, if it's raining, walk out. We post that, it blows people's minds. People think it's fake. They say, why are there streets under the streets? How does it hold up the buildings? No, you know, the streets support the streets, the bridges have their own foundation, but then all the side comments, Chicago's a hellhole. You're gonna get shot. It's a horrible place. How could they do that? Oh, I hate Chicago. And I'm like, so the only thing you got out of watching this video is, and it's just whatever they're thinking about. It just, that's what it, and I keep the comments up. That's their free speech. Some people are like, we love this. This is great. Other people just make fun of it because they make fun of everything, you know, and then that's their prerogative, you know, and just, it's, so here, there's the guys in the orange vest. They're checking out the bridge before they open it. Maybe these are the last people. There's a guy smoking up there. See, they let this guy across, so there's still people walking across the Lake Street Bridge here. Yeah. The second video actually got more views than the first time I posted it because the second time I had a gimbal, I had a better resolution. I pretty much did my commentary the exact same way I did it the first time, but I made sure I added the Batman and the Transformers because I left that out the first time, and people are like, who's this old guy? He didn't mention the Batman. And I'm like, I mentioned the Blues Brothers, and then like some of the younger, they don't even know what the Blues Brothers is. They have no idea what the Blues Brothers is. And so, but I left it in there because I know I want them to watch it. I'm like, maybe they'll check it out and realize there's this great movie about Chicago that they can learn about Chicago and blues and all the great cameos of music legends. And I tell them, just watch the Blues Brothers just for the cop chase scene where all the police cars get wrecked underneath the L, you know, and that's how's it going? How you doing? Yeah.
That was my boat they hit.
Oh, really?
So I was wondering if I give you my number or something.
Yeah, I got the footage. I can try to cut out the footage. Do you want the footage?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah. What happened?
Is that hard to do for you?
I can clip it out.
Okay,
Yeah, and at the very least, I can send you a link that you can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
I posted YouTube. So yeah, give me your information here. Hold on a second here. Let me get my phone ready. So what happened?
No, he just swung out. He made a bad boat move. He was already past us. There's nothing I can do when he swings.
I know. And then they're yelling at you, and I was on your side.
They were yelling at us first.
I know.
And I was out of his way. You know what I mean? I was out of his way.
And he was actually yelling at the person in front of you. And they didn't even see you. Okay, good.
See me. That's the point.
That's it. Okay, and what's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike. I'll just put Mike in there.
Captain Mike.
Captain Mike. Well, thanks for talking.
I'm a professional boat guy too.
Yeah.
I'm on boats all the time.
Oh yeah, and it was so congested, and they're just plowing through there.
I know.
Not even. Thanks.
So that's what you do? Is you make content for YouTube?
Yeah, I was on TikTok. I got kicked off of TikTok, and then now I'm on YouTube. We just got.
Let me see what. Let me get.
Yeah, Brian Really Chicago. I'll wait till you pull it up. Yeah, we'll exchange information. This is great. Thanks for coming over.
What's your number?
Okay, 7. Well, let me 7. Just put Brian. All right, Brian and I. And if you go, good. Thank you. Now, thank you. And so.
So it's Brian.
If you go Brian Really Chicago, you just REALLY, just like really, and then Chicago. That's my YouTube handle. If you run it all together without spaces.
Yeah, I know. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, good. And
so that's you. I can find you.
You can find me on YouTube.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
And I just do this for myself. I walk around the city. I live stream, and like we went to Little Village. I streamed like. The air show, stuff like that, and I post the content, get people to like it and follow along. I get a lot of heat because people are like, "Ooh, Chicago's evil. You're gonna get shot," stuff like that. I know, yeah, and that's what.
That's that perception.
That's that perception. We're trying to fight the perception. I was here in the spring. One of the guys I was talking to, I saw him in springtime, and I filmed him, and then they were like, "Hey, we remember you," and I said, "We lost that footage. TikTok deleted it because I walked past a marijuana dispensary." And they deleted my account because they thought I was promoting. And it's even though it's legal here, because it's TikTok. TikTok is weird. Yeah, that's why now I'm on YouTube, but I'm also on TikTok as a backup. But
TikTok is getting.
Oh yeah,
most of the young people.
That's what it is.
My daughter does TikTok. Yeah. I can't. It's too many platforms. I like YouTube, and I find interesting stuff. And that's enough for me.
I enjoy YouTube because I can film landscape. It works better for the bridges. See, look at that. See, people are commenting right here.
That's coming in live.
That's coming in live. See, look, poor guy. There it is. Look at that.
You're talking about me.
Yeah, and
that's what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we saw it happen, and I was yelling. At the boat. I was like, come on, just slow down, And it's so chaotic because
once he started going, there's nothing anybody can do.
Yeah.
He's got to make the turn.
Yeah.
I can't do anything at that point.
Yeah. Are you okay with me filming it? Or are you okay? Yeah. See, and so here's the guy, and Mike, and I'm glad you came over. We'll give you the footage. We'll get it to you so you can watch it. What do boats trade insurance, or what happens?
He's a professional captain.
Yeah.
And so he's, they think that they have the right of way because they're on the river and we can't impede. I know the laws. You can't.
It's just like a road. It's just like a road, right?
You can't impede, but we weren't impeding, and he already had switched his attention to the boat in front of me.
Yeah.
And he forgot that he was passing me, and he made the turn too early, therefore hitting my boat, and he's in the wrong.
That's all
the basic is. Otherwise, I want to have a good day like everybody else.
Oh yeah, I know. You're just trying to get through here. It gets so congested. That's what we kind of saw too. That's what it looked like from our perspective.
Miles trying to get a little piece of cheese.
That's good. Oh, good. Thanks for coming over. We'll get you information.
All right.
And have a good day. I hope you make it. Are you going all the way down to past Chinatown? All the way down
to Chinatown.
To Chinatown.
All right.
That's good. Have a good day. Thanks, Mike. Make it. Thanks a lot. That's good. Hey, there you go. There's Mike. So he came over. We exchanged information. Yeah, 4 more. He's talking to. Yeah, he can replay it at home. So we exchanged information. Mike was the captain of the boat that got hit. He came over and talked to us. I exchanged information with him. We'll get him the footage, so he'll be able to replay the footage as long as it streamed okay, and maybe for his own purposes, it'll help him out with getting a claim. Yeah, and he can replay it at home, and that's why we exchanged information, and we'll help him out there, and Yeah, just like the DoorDash cams, you know, the arsonist, all this stuff. See, he's talking to those guys, you know, and they're probably the guys that we talked to in spring. They were like, talk to Brian Really Chicago over there. He was filming the whole thing. Look, this has value in other ways. It's just like filming a traffic accident, you know, even that's controversial. You know, I've heard of people getting banned from TikTok for filming a traffic accident that they didn't plan on. It just happened. And, you know, the stupid algorithms are kind of dumb, you know. Hey, that's good. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Tara. Mayo, Richard Gardner. Yeah, we'll see you in court. I don't want to go to court. See, now I'm involved. Yeah, am I going to get summoned? Am I going to get summoned if this goes to a lawsuit? You know, I don't know. Oh, great. Angel, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. So this might take a while. So there's going. So I guess I did my good deed for the day. I'm glad I exchanged information there with Mike, and we'll make sure he gets the footage there. And so I'm just gonna head back along the Riverwalk. You can stay on if you want. If not, I'm gonna call it a day on filming the bridges here, because I think we got some good footage. And there's Mike right there talking to them. And I'm gonna head back to work, get some lunch, use the restroom, and we'll have another chance to do this possibly on Wednesday. They'll do this on Saturday, and I'm not gonna come down here on Saturday because that's my day off. I'll stay up on the north side. Yeah, if a stranger tries to hand you a piece of paper, walk away. I know. They'll show up at my workplace. They're starting to ding the bell. So we'll get the Lake Street Bridge here, and we'll call it a day. We'll do this one last bridge. And thanks everybody for tuning on, being here so long. And hey, Wes, thanks. I'm glad you were able to see it. And people can watch it in the reruns. And then we'll do it again some other time. I hear that train coming. That's a Metro train. Am I zoomed out all the way here? Hold on a second here. I guess I am. No, I wasn't. I wasn't zoomed out all the way. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This was a nice live. And it actually serves some public service. We can help out Mike. We'll cut out the footage. And let me make sure. I think he just sent me a message to see if I got it here. Yeah, he called me. Good, he called me. So I got his phone number. That's good. Yeah, not all heroes wear capes. What's that famous quote from Spider-Man? There's a hero in all of us. And people quote that, you know, and it's just from a movie, you know. It's like what Socrates said or something, you know. There's some people. Here's a nice view to the Sears Tower right there if we go over this way. Willis Tower. I'll have to cut out that footage. We were in Oz Park last night, and the Sears Tower looked like Mordor. It had the towers were all lit up in red, and it was eerie looking from far away. It looked like Sauron's tower from Lord of the Rings. It was black and red at the night sky, and you know, it was pretty nice. Socrates, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah. Listen to Socrates. Yeah, it looked like an evil Doberman picture. It had like red eyes. It was weird. Yeah, it like red ears. It was like red ears last night. I'll have to cut that out. And it's just like mundane stuff like that, you know. And Doberman pinching. Yeah, I might. I know, because you were able to hear the phone number. Yeah, I know. That's I'll work on that, and Yeah, I want to cut out his private info. You're right. That's. Let me work on that. I'll be able to cut it out. So we'll leave the Lake Street Bridge here. I think you know what's going on. You see the bottom, the western half is starting to open. There. Okay. So we'll quickly, as soon as they open the Lake Street Bridge, I'm gonna walk back, and I'll make that temporarily until I can block out the phone numbers and all that, because you probably could even hear mine. And don't go back and, you know, here's your chance to stalk me. You can post my information. Everybody's gonna give me a phone call asking for money. Here's the Lake Street Bridge opening here. South Branch. This is the beginning of the South Branch of the Chicago River, and it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain. So this is my cue to start heading back to the office, because it's starting to rain again. And we see the Lake Street Bridge. There's the sailboats. So they're starting to make their way down the South Branch. And yeah, TikTok. Yeah, it's like game over. But TikTok's always wanting me to add my phone number. They keep wanting me to like add information, and I keep saying decline. They're like, give us your social security number. We're TikTok. Decline. Give us your mother's maiden name. We're TikTok. Decline. And TikTok is full of scams. Do you notice that? Like half the people that, not half, a small percentage of the people that follow me back, and that, like, you'll see they'll write in the comments. If, like, here's another interesting thing that happens. Like Sarah or will mute somebody in the comments, and then they'll be mad. And then they'll write me in the comments, because all they can do is like comment on a TikTok, and they'll be like, your moderators are horrible. They muted me because I said this stupid thing. And then they'll write with, I'm like, you deserve to be muted for saying that. That was a stupid comment. And I know you thought you were funny, and you're like the best comedian in the world, but it was kind of insulting your joke. And so then I used to try to like say, oh, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. Now I just have to block them, because no matter how you respond, they're angry, and they're just gonna like get TikTok to ban my account no matter what I do, because they're just angry and they want retaliation. And that's TikTok. TikTok's just full of that. Just a bunch of angry people that want retaliation. And how do we deal with that as a society? I don't know. You know, it's a lot of what's going on in the world right now. You know, the people that started cancel culture, they thought they could cancel everybody that didn't like, and then if you try to cancel them, they go nuts. But why are they allowed to cancel people, and then we're not allowed to cancel back? And it just becomes stupid. You know, it's just come on. I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of stuff, but we'll keep on trucking. We'll do the best we can. Look, there's a shoe floating in the water. There's a casualty of the boat lift here. Yeah, when YouTube, I know YouTube, you have to, even TikTok, you have to give them your personal information, because they gotta take taxes out on your profits. It's like a W-9 or whatever, you know, whatever. You have to report your profits if you join the creator fund, or even on TikTok, YouTube, they eventually get, but you don't want to make that public. You know, that's what it is, you know. Yeah, they want you to give your Facebook. TikTok wants you to give your Facebook friends. They're like, oh, you can connect with your Facebook friends. And then in Facebook, you know, oh my God, it's just, they're milking us like cows. Information is money. We have to give information. They just use it to market stuff. They got a profile on all of us. People are worried about government surveillance. We should be equally worried about corporate surveillance, because corporations actually can do more damage to your life, or as much damage as the government. Because corporations are kind of governments to themselves, especially when they write terms and conditions that they have all the power, and you have to accept them, or if you don't accept them, they just kick you off their platform. It's a one-way street. You know, I don't, yeah. Now I'm just airing my grievances. I need to stop this. Keep it positive. Thanks, Chris. you and Sarah keep me positive, and we got to play the game, play the role. We know what it is. Take it for what it's worth, and we'll do the best we can. But thanks everybody for staying on for so long. Yeah, you keep the trolling accounts separate. That's why we got YouTube, we got TikTok. I am trying to keep the world separate. It's hard. Everything bleeds into everything else. Yeah, we need Sarah to calm me down. She's like, take it easy. Chris calms me down too. Sarah calms me down. You guys do a great job. I too, like Chris, worry like we're like over muting people, like, you know, and you know, that's, it goes, you know, different. You know, we got a lot of moderators. That's why Sarah's right. If it gets too chaotic, you get too many people there, and we don't know who's muting who. I need help though, and I appreciate it. You know, I still don't completely understand how this whole thing works. Yeah. Oh, you getting all the pinball ads now? I know that you posted that one pinball video, which is great. Oh, you got a few pinball videos, and yeah, they got you all profiled now. They want to sell you some pinball parts, used pinball machines. It's like the quote from Back to the Future, Doc. He's like, the Libyans, you know, I told him I sold him a nuclear bomb, and it was full of a bunch of used pinball parts. The Libyans. Ah. I'm quoting the movie.
Yeah. And my husband.
Yeah. I just gotta laugh more. Not take it so seriously. It's the way of the world. The way of the world. I'm a dummy. I'm a big dummy. I could have used the mute button when that guy came up, when he gave me his phone number. I could have muted it, but I didn't. You know, I get overwhelmed when I'm live streaming. I could have muted it. I'd be like, sorry, I'm going to mute so this guy can give me my phone number, and I could give him his, and then I wouldn't have had to cut out in the video. But I didn't. I'll remember that next time to use that mute button. That would have been the perfect time to use the mute button, and that's why it's there. So live and learn. Damage is already done, and we'll see how it goes. Just hopefully this is good that none of the people on TikTok watch my YouTube videos except for you guys, because then, you know, they won't even know what they're missing. Oh yeah, it's hard. Thanks for understanding, Tara. It's so chaotic. Sarah wrote me a good comment, and I get the same thing too. People get angry when I don't respond to their comments on TikTok, and the comments are just flying by. They're just flying by when you get 600 people in the chat at once. And like, I'm trying to walk across the street, think about what I'm filming, think about what I'm saying, and I'm supposed to read all the comments and react to all the comments. And if you miss one, they're like insulted. I'm like, these all these entitled people, you know, it's what I try not to be that one person too, you know. I demand your attention. Yeah, just because you're watching this for free, you know. It was different. I would feel bad when I would miss subscribers, you know. I would miss their comments, you know, because they were helping me out, and it's not these people wanting to troll my site. Look at my trolling comment. You're not getting angry at my insult. Okay. And that's some people, that's the only reason they're on TikTok, is to insult people. They enjoy it. This is people that live in the world, that drive cars, you know. They're the people yelling at you at the fast food counter, you know. They think they get likes by getting in fights with people. That's how you get likes. You get in fights, and you get a viral video by road rage. And usually those do go to the top, and it shows you how their stupid algorithms are set up to promote those things, because they make money off of it. I'm talking about TikTok and YouTube. They make money off of people fighting. And then they blame us. Yeah, I can't imagine what you deal with on the road, Chris. That's why people, you can relate to this too. People are like, be careful walking around Chicago. I'm like, I'm more scared driving down I-65 between Indianapolis and Chicago because it's 2 lanes. One truck lane's going 80 miles an hour, the passing lane's going 85, and somebody's tailgating me, trying to run me off the road. And that's, to me, that's more dangerous driving down an interstate than just like walking down a mean street of Chicago. You know, I can handle that. You know, being trapped on the plane with somebody yelling at you, you know, some drunk person on the plane. What's worse? Yeah, Angel, that's the best thing, and that's what Sarah and Chris and other people have learned. You have to not engage with them, and they'll go away because they want. You actually have to ignore them. You have to treat them like a 2-year-old. You have to send them to timeout and just ignore them, and they'll eventually go to somebody else because they're not getting any feedback. And that's the best way to deal with the troll. You're right. Is just completely ignore them, act like they don't exist. They're not worth our time. It actually is an insult to the people that actually want to watch the comment if I get distracted by their comments. And I got to keep reminding myself, but it's so easy to get drawn into them because they find the one hook, that one keyword that they know my eye attracts, and then I react to it because we're all react to people. It's like someone comes up and slaps you in the face. You're just supposed to ignore it, and that's what they're doing. They're just walking around on social media slapping people in their face, trying to get a reaction out of people because they're bullies. They should be politicians. Slap around some voters. Manipulation. Look at this view. This is where that instant. See how there's not much room between the Wabash and State Street, and that's why there were 16 boats here, and the tour boat went right through there. Here, we'll head up here past the Vietnam Memorial. Yeah, Lower Wacker. Lindsay, last time. Yeah, it's hard when you go into lower levels of Wacker. The GPS doesn't work, and you get disoriented. You don't know if you're going north, south, east, or west. You know. You saw something in Downers Grove here. What is that? Yeah. You couldn't stop and take a picture. Here's this George Washington statue here. There's these fountains. There's this really eerie, to me, it's this, we get the whole thing in here. It's on the back of the George Washington statue here on Wacker Drive. There's this Statue of Liberty. She's got her arms outstretched, and there's all the huddled masses yearning to be free behind her. And just her expression, she's like sad. It's just like, it's like a haunting. This is, you know who made this? This is the Masons. The Masons made this monument. It's the George Washington. Of course, the Masons, the Freemasons love George Washington. He was a Mason too. Robert Morris, George Washington, Ham Solomon. And you see right here, American Masonic Heritage Council, 1962. George Washington here. Chicago on Wacker Drive. But here we'll head across 17 Church of Christ Scientists. We'll head back to work here. Voice to text. Voice to text. Oh, floating witch. You saw another floating witch? Was it just like the floating witch we saw? Yeah, I'm sure you could buy those somewhere. They probably bought it somewhere, but that's a nice floating witch on the broomstick, yeah. And hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're gonna wrap this up. There's the honorary Jerusalem 3000 sign there on Wacker Drive. There's the time clock for the Jewelers Building, just like the Marshall Fields clocks. And we're right here at Wacker and Wabash, and we'll head across here. But I'm going to wrap this up. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. If I temporarily make this video private, I'll scrub out the numbers, and then we'll make it available so everybody can watch. I might just break it up into smaller video segments. I can cut it out and break it up and just save that portion where I talk to him for myself and him. And thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for your attention. Hope it was useful. I'm going to take a break. We might be on TikTok tonight, but we'll save it for tomorrow. We might do a YouTube at lunch. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the thumbs up and all the good comments, feedback. Sorry if I missed anything. Thanks Richard, thanks Chris, thanks Lizzie, Tara, everybody else, Angel, all the way back. So thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah.